हरि ओम दीर्घायुष्मान भव स्त्रीभ्यः दीर्घ सुमंगली भव सर्वव्याधि निवारण प्राप्तिरस्तु सर्व ऐश्वर्यम अभिवृद्धिर्भवतु सर्वमंगलानि भवन्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु तथास्तु तथास्तु तथास्तु. So this is my continuation. I would like to complete my reply to a big commentary of my in English in a Tamil section, that is part number 16. Part number 16 Tamil section, by camouflaged name identified icon as RMK. RMK. So today I'll be completing all the replies to these commentaries, as also well as in my part number 13 in Tamil section by one Mr. Jose Varghese. That also will be covered here. And that will be the end of these replies, no further replies, and then I will continue further about Hinduism versus Christianity. Now here, some practical things. This is my part number 21. Here, practical things have to be noted. See, I was born in a Brahmin family, and in my young school days, when I was 7 years, 8 years, when my grandmother was alive, she used to be very strict. That is, we cannot enter the kitchen, we cannot go to the puja room without taking bath. And if she has already taken bath, my grandmother, I cannot go even near her. If I happen to touch her, for example, in a play football, she will again go and take bath, because that is called she is impure. That's what I would say. Anything going to the kitchen without taking bath, going to the puja room, cooking without taking morning bath in the mornings, it is impurity. So I cannot even touch. I cannot even go to the puja room. I cannot go even to the kitchen. And same treatment is to my mother also by my grandmother. That is her daughter-in-law, my paternal grandmother. She cannot enter the kitchen or she cannot cook the food without taking bath. She cannot enter the puja room. Everybody has to take bath in the morning. Otherwise you are impure. See, now this sort of a system, if suppose my friend comes and he belongs to some other caste, but a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim, if he comes, if he sees that my grandmother scolds him for entering a puja room or a kitchen room, a small boy, for example, he will go and complain to his parents, these people are practicing untouchability. Absolutely, that is not the case. It is for cleanliness. Even white man said, British said, cleanliness is next to godliness. See, these are all the practices practiced within even the own sect, own Brahmin community, own relations, blood relations. Now, are you going to call this as untouchability or cleanliness or a system of practice for purity? What are you going to call all this, define all these things? Others, external people, if they come, for example, I would say one thing, while dining, we cannot keep the cooked rice, annam they say, on the table along with other vegetables, because the annam gets impure. By the act of being along with other vegetables like sambar or rasam or curry and all, the annam becomes impure. So we have to take the annam and keep it in the gas stove or in the separate place. And only it will be bought in smaller vessels to be served. So what do you think? These are all untouchability. These are all the system of practices, and if others from other community comes and sees this, they will say, oh, this family practices untouchability. They are Brahmin families and we are not Brahmin. See, this is absolutely nonsensical. It is a system of purity, because that sect of that portion of people who wanted to be in the priestly class, they have to keep certain things pure. That is, they have to take bath, they have to do the Sandhya Vandana, which is there for every caste in our Hindu society. But other castes may or may not follow that, but the priestly class follows that. So that segment of people were called as Brahmins. There is nothing called any racism here or any evilness here. See, if people misinterpret, then it is what to do. It has been practiced within the members of the same family, staying in the same home, same house. And this is also applicable. My grandmother would practice this. If somebody, a stranger comes straight into the kitchen or straight into the puja room or eats at the dining table with rice there, she would only naturally scold, because that's a system being practiced. So another point, it is only there is nothing called really a caste system, but division of labor. Now, why I am emphasizing is, See, even if you take within the Brahmin community, the rich industrial or business Brahmin class people are there, and the priestly class people are there who go to the temple and who do the puja. The rich class, the Brahmin class, will not marry from either they take the boy or a girl from the family of the priestly class. There is a segregation, there is a division. So it is not a racism or a outcast or untouchability and all. It is how it's on economic consideration. Everywhere in the world, economic consideration plays a major part. The intelligent people make money. The talented people make money, and other who are not interested in money, like the Brahmin priestly class, and I admire them. If you take the Dikshadars of Chidambaram temple or any temple in Kerala or any temple in Tamil Nadu, any temple, they all live a frugal life. They go to the Lord, and whatever you give offerings, they take it, and for you they give you the prasad. They have to spend for the ghee, they have to spend for lighting the lamp from their own pocket. They have the family to maintain. Practically without money, in modern times, nothing can be done. No respect is given to these priestly class. Even amongst Brahmins, there are pallbearers, who take for cremation ground. Do you think that from their community, from that sect of people, that the richer class will marry them or mingle with them? Absolutely no. So what do you want to say? You want to say that the racism is being practiced? The rich and the poor is by the British only. See, they created a first class in the airways, in the airlines, the first class in the trains, the first class, even if you see Titanic movie, the first class was there even in the ship in 1912. So everything is based mainly on your appearances, mainly on the economic consideration, and not because Hinduism says or India says. What happens to the people, Africans who are there in America? 25,000 of them, African, were taken as slaves by the whites, UK Caucasians, to USA. They built the Panama Canal. 25,000 of them died also while building the Panama Canal. Go to the YouTube and see how many people died. And what is the treatment given to the African blacks? Even while I was studying in 77, we had some separate bathrooms and separate restaurants and all for the black people, and the white people will had. It was abolished only in 66, 67 officially. But the spilled over effect was there. I could see. I saw. Whether you go to London, whether you go anywhere, you cannot get yourself a marriage date in St. Paul's Church Cathedral in England. Only the rich can get. See, my dear, you can tell anything about the Hindu society if you have some fanaticism towards Christianity. But Hindu society, Bhagavan Krishna very clearly said, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. Very clearly he said, Tasya kartaraha mam api viddim akartaram avyayam. Mam, I am avyayam, unchangeable, imperishable. And I am the karta and the akarta for that. There, Maya system, it was been created by the Chaturvarnyam, based on your guna and your karma. Karma is very important. That is the division of labor of Adam Smith's. And your guna also. People who are priestly class have to be very shantam, because krodhat bhavati sammoha. They should not have any attachment. Sangat sanchayate kamaha, kamat abhijayate krodaha, krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. Beautifully Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Sangat sanjayate kamaha, from attachment. The sangha, kamaha, all your desires come. Kamat abhijayate krodaha. From your desires, if you are not able to achieve, you will get angry only. Krodha bhavati sammoha. All your moha will come. Your greed will come. Even from krodha. It's what it says. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Your memory, your intelligence will spin only. It will not be stable. Smriti bhramshat. When that happens, from that, Bhramshat, Ramat, like that, Panchami Vibhakti. Smriti Bhramshat, Buddhinasho, and Buddhinashat Pranashyati. See, these philosophies are found in Hindu society. But these philosophies are not found in any Abrahamic cult. I am so sorry to tell you. Which religion, which books teach all those philosophies of not to get anger or have practice ahimsa and not to be himsa? British, see, you come in a commentary by RMK. He says British built, and we are all yearning to go to Britain. Who yearns to go? Only this very small certain portion. You ask a senior citizen or a citizen, because I do not yearn to go. I visit. I like to stay in India. Many senior citizens at their age life, they would like to settle in India. Indians. Youngsters, they go and they do not like, they come back, because if the opportunities and is there, they go. And even Europeans come and stay in India. That's why they came to India. How many Europeans have come and stayed in India for hundreds of years? We shall see after 200, 300 years whether Indians are going to go to the West, or West is again going to come back to India, as they searched for India right from Francis Xavier times. See, even in Britain, I admire them. It is not that I am belittling them or berating them. You have the political class, the politicians, and the missionaries, and the business class. The politicians are mainly interested in commercial activities and ruling the country. Even in certain sections of South India, I read a note that the British political authorities never wanted missionaries to go and preach and convert, fearing backlash, because there was a strong Hindu locality there. They did not want to go there and preach and create a confusion, because they want stable administration. But the missionaries are fanatics. They only wanted to go and convert as much as people, thinking their religion is the supreme religion and other religions are not supreme, especially Hinduism, without knowing about Hinduism. And that is why I am asking even the top missionary class to come and argue with me in a debate. Let us have a debate. If you go deeper into the Hindu philosophy, into Bhagavad Gita, as I said, or Uddhava Gita, or Tripura Rahasya, or Vedas, Vedangas, all the Chatur Vedas, and Upasaks, and all the Brahmanas, the Aranyakas, it is simply, it will wash out any religion. The philosophies found there are not repetitive, maybe in a few places, but they are so strong. Every word of it are very, very strong, that will simply wash out any Abrahamic religion concept. Abrahamic religion concept, Old Testament I am taking off. Even Quran, if you read Quran from the first pages, go on reading, everything will be from Old Testament. References are mainly made to Abraham, Moses, and Abraham and Isaac, I think, built the Kaaba, they say. As per the book of Yusuf Ali, I went through his book of Quran. They only built the Kaaba. Abraham is revered there as a prophet, descendants. References are made very much, and moral code of conduct is there. If you see, God will punish you, God knows everything, Allah knows. Correct, absolutely, there is no dispute, we are not disputing them, but there is no philosophy. See, for example, if you take a concept of Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, or Satyam Bhruyan, Priyam Bhruyan, Na Bhruyan, Asatyam Ma Apriyam, Priyam Cha Na Anritham Bhruyan, Eshaha Sanatanam. This is Sanatana Dharma. What? Satyam Bhruyan, to be always talk truth. Priyam Bhruyan, speak sweetly, sweet words. Na Bhruyan Asatyam, not to talk of lies, which is untruth. Na Bhruyan Asatyam Na Apriyam, that is, if it is not pleasing, do not talk. Please do not talk. Priyam, it may be pleasing. Na Anritam, if it is lies, Bhruya. Na Bhruya, if it is Priyam, is Anritam. Untruth. If Priyam, sweetness, is untruth, an untruth fact you are telling sweetly, Na Bhruya. This is Sanatanam. Likewise, I can read out philosophies. Plus, we have the code of conduct. Plus, the bhakti. We are having different layers. So, see, the British political class, I do admire. They did something for India also, and they did a commercial activity. But the missionary class, I do not accept. Because you cannot convert every Hindu and take the percentage of Christianity too much, that the Christianity should be a worldwide religion. What about Hinduism? See, what happened to Egyptian civilization? Lovely civilization they had. The pharaohs, the culture, everything is gone. You cannot get it back now. Everything is now Islamic culture there. Arabic, I mean. Syria, Sumerian, Mediterranean, the Tigris, Euphrates River civilizations, the Mesopotamian, all these are gone. Nothing is there. Even if you want, you cannot get a culture of the Egyptians, the pharaohs, and that type of a living. You cannot get. It's all gone. It's all replaced by some other gods and some other thoughts. Even in Egyptian olden civilization, everybody used to go to Egypt only. Even the Jews from Jerusalem, even Jesus, as soon as he was born, Joseph took him and ran him to Egypt only, because King Herod was killing all the children born on those days. Like our Kamsa was killing young children because he had some what is known as some clairvoyance telling that somebody born on this day will kill you, is going to be the death knell. Similarly happened to Herod. All these things are same. So Egypt was a very flourishing civilization. Everybody, even the Jews, right from Abraham, everybody went to Egypt because it was rich. Paddy was available, wheat was available, corn was available, River Nile was flowing, and the pharaohs were kind, because one of the sons, Isaac's son Joseph, he went to and became a prince also, a big political authority back at Egypt. He went back because his brothers sold him to Egyptian pharaoh, and he was there, and he rose up to because he was talented, he rose up to the position of a big political authority. You can see the YouTube, you can see the history. Isaac's son, his name is Joseph. So these things are there. These things are happening everywhere. It's all history only. Nothing to do with your religion or your supernatural power. There is no supernatural power in Christianity, which is greater than what you find of a supernatural power in Hinduism. Absolutely no. When we also meditate, I meditate. If there is anything else, some very supernatural thing in Christianity, I would have been the first Christian than anybody else. Absolutely no supernatural power. In fact, see the war, see the tendency. Which Indian, see the thing that, West is beautiful, West is very clear, that's why we are all running there. We want to ape their civilization. Who wants to ape their civilization? India is now, it's always occupied. India was the richest country, very happy country for the last 1,000 years. 300, 400, 500, before 1,000 years. Last 700, 800 years, Turks came from Turkey, from Turkmenistan. That's why they are called Tulakiyas. They came and occupied all the northwestern India, from Pakistan to Delhi to Haryana, Punjab and all. And India started becoming poor. Then the Mughals invaded, poverty started, and Francis Xavier came, installed everywhere a negative energy, and everywhere cross was installed instead of installing the statue of Jesus Christ. The death symbol was everywhere in India, and then we became very poor. See, now for the last 70 years, last 10 years, now India has been ruled by a very capable prime minister. A very nice person who has no bad habits. See the world leaders, everybody drinks, everybody will have non-vegetarian, some may smoke. But here is our prime minister who is perfect, like Mahatma Gandhi, in all aspects. And he knows how to rule the country. He is a prime minister material. In another 10 years, if he rules, India will be the world leader. I am telling you today, in another 20, 30 years, India is going to be the world leaders. China and India are going to be the two giant superpowers, because we practice meditation, we practice our culture, and culture is important. Hinduism for this is important. A positive energy is important. The cloud of positivity is important, not negativity. Oh, sorrow, sickness. Oh, he died for me, I died for you. Blood everywhere. And that's what is happening. There is only himsa in Europe. There is no ahimsa. Whereas I told you, I quoted verses from Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan and in Mahabharata, everybody says of ahimsa is bigger than dhanam, bigger than charity, bigger than sukham. So unless you practice ahimsa, unless you follow the Hindu system, unless you follow the Hindu way of worship, which has different layers of worship, you cannot be successful. Last 50, 60 years, partially we were, but last 5, 6 years, more or less the government is interested here. And then what happens? You see how fine we are. The deaths in COVID for such a massive population, 134 crores. Population combining USA, 35, 40 crores, North Canada, South Canada, Americas, the Europe, everything is 70, 80 crores, half the population of India, the Africas, and their total death rate is about 65 lakhs in the world. We have only 5 lakhs for almost contributing 20% of the world's population. That shows, and this 5 lakhs death also belongs to people of other faiths, not to people of Hindu faith. And Hindus also should practice Hinduism. If they don't practice Hinduism and call themselves as Hindus, the effect of Hinduism, the beauty of Hinduism, the positive energy of Hinduism will not flow through. Therefore, my dear friends, more of this I shall continue of the next chapter. Till such time, I am completing my reply. Till such time, Bhuyat Tavat Shubhamangalam. Hari Om.